A World Au Pair Nanny Governess Job Guide. Child Care Introduction. This book was created both as a child care guide for parents and as a job guide for people looking for child care, au pair, babysitting, and nanny jobs. The information and resources apply to both groups. National Association of Family Child Care. 800-359-3817. nafcc.org. National Association for the Education of Young Children. 800-424-2460. nafc.org. World Au Pair Job website / World Nanny Job website / World Governess Job website / World Babysitting websites. ablpersonnel.com / job-description / governess-job-Switzerland. acwchildcare.com. acwchildcare.com / apply.php. acwdaycare.com. american.ulup.com / job/index.php / babysitting. angelfire.com /unto /enchanteddarkness / governesshistory.html. aroundtheworldnannies.com. aroundtheworldnannies.com / available-jobs.html. au.jora.com / governess-jobs. aupair.com. aupair.com. aupair.net / jobs. aupair.org. aupair.ws / aupair-job-action.cfm. aupair4u.eu. aupair4u.eu / o-pair-search-by-country.html. aupair-agency.com. aupair-agency.com /o_pair_nanny_jobs.htm. aupair-agency.com /o-pair-jobs /o-pair-jobs.htm. aupaircare.com. aupaircity.com. aupairinamerica.com. auparent.com /index.php $lang=n. aupairjobs.com. aupairnet24.com. aupairnet24.com /n/aupairs. aupairparis.com. aupirsa.co.za. aupairworld.com /n. aupairworld.com /n/sitemap. aupair-world.net, matches families to au pairs worldwide. aupairworld.org. aupairworld.org /o-pair-jobs. A World of Children va.com. babysitter.jobs2careers.com. babysitterjobs.com. babysittersguide.mobi. babysittingjobs.com. babysittingjobs.com /babysitting-jobs-near-me. babysittingworld.com. babysittingworld.com /babysitting-jobs. bakersfield.craigslist.org. bl.uk /article/the figure of the governess. bone-int.com. bone-int.com /category /governess-jobs. bone-int.com /category /governess-jobs /page/2. butlerforyou.com /nanny-jobs. butlerforyou.com /teacher-tutor-governess-London. bulletincareer.com /nanny-jobs. care.com. care.com. care.com jobs. care.com jobs child care jobs. careforhire.com. careforhire.com. careerbuilder.com /jobs-babysitter. childcare.jobs2careers.com. childcarecenter.us. childcarejob.org. childcareworldwide.org. childsworldacademy.com /careers. childsworldpreschool.net. cos.youthforwork.com. Craigslist provides local classifieds. creativeworldschool.com. creativeworldschool.com /preschool-orlando-avalon-park. cwlcnc.com. daycare.jobs2careers.com. domesticplacementgroup.com /governess.html. dukeandduchess-int.com. dukeandduchess-int.com/job/full-time. easyopair.com. easyopair.com/au-pair_jobs. edenprivateStaff.com/what-we-do/nannies/governesses. ellyblueagency.com/governess. employment-guide.com/child_care_job/apply.html. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/o_pair. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/governess. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/nanny. uraupair.com. facebook.com/govost. facebook.com/pages/o-pair-worldwide/186536141495235. facebook.com/pages/babysiters-babysitting-jobs/94847637731. findababysitter.com.au/search/jobs. findapair.com. forbes.com/04/04/confessions of the best nanny in the world. frankiesworlddaycare.com/jobs.cfm. games.co.uk/games/babysitting. girlgames.com/games/babysitting. globalworkandtravel.com/o-pair. goabroad.com/providers/eu-au-pair/au-pair jobs worldwide 66686. gonannies.com/jobs/governess.aspx. gooverseas.com/blog/best-countries-to-o-pair-abroad. gooverseas.com/gap-year/o-pair. governessworld.blogspot.com. governmentjobs.com/jobs?keyword=childcare. great.jobs.in.indiana.toolove.com/jobs-aboard-the-world. greataupair.com. greataupair.com/nanny_jobs_work/babysitter_tutor_au-pair/jobs. greataupair.com/search/job.cfm/caritype/au-pair. greataupair.com/search/job.cfm/caritype/babysitter. greataupirusa.com/au-pairs. greatbritishnannies.com/jobs. greatcare.co.uk/nanny-and-childcare-jobs/51536/governess. greatcare.co.uk, the nanny and childcare job website. gulfgoverness.com/services/governess. gumtree.com.au/s-jobs/governess/K0C9302. gumtree.com/babysitting-nannies-jobs. gumtree.com/babysitting-nannies-jobs/UK/o+pair. gumtree.com/jobs/London/governess. gumtree.com/jobs/UK/governess. householdstaff.agency/jobs-and-vacancies-governess.html. huffington-post.com/2014/05/23/panda-nanny_n_5379929.html. indeed.co.uk/governess-jobs. indeed.co.za/o-pair-jobs. indeed.com. indeed.com/babysitter-jobs. indeed.com/babysitting-jobs. indeed.com/governess. indeed.com/q-babysitter-jobs.html. indeed.com/q-child-care-jobs.html. indeed.com/q-child-care-l-walled-disney-world. fljobs.html. indeed.com/q-daycare-jobs.html. indeed.com/q-governess-jobs.html. indeed.com/q-nanny-jobs.html. indeed.com/q-nanny-world-jobs.html. interexchange.org. interexchange.org/o-pair. It's a Wonderful World Childcare.com. jobmonkey.com nanny and au pair section. jobrapido.com/babysitter employment. jobs.brighthorizons.com. jobs.goabroad.com/search/o-pair. jobs.nike.com/oregon/child-development-jobs. jobsabroadbulletin.co.uk/category/jobs-abroad/childcare-jobs. jobtomike.com/child-care-jobs. kidsworldbellingham.com. kidsworldbellingham.com/employment-opportunities. kidsworldtexas.com/careers. kindercare.com. kindercare.com/about-us/connect-with-us/careers. lilworldofangelsdaycare.com/jobs.html. linkedin.com/title/house-manager/governess. londongoverness.com. londongoverness.com/jobs. maplewood.worldwebs.com. maplewood.worldwebs.com. maplewood.worldwebs.com/jobs/details/babysitter-d. maplewood.worldwebs.com/jobs/details/nanny-k-j. maplewood.worldwebs.com/jobs/details/reliable-babysitter-nanny. milburn.worldwebs.com. milburn.worldwebs.com/jobs/details/great-experienced. milburn.worldwebs.com/jobs/details/nanny-k-j. monster.com/jobs/q-child-jobs-l-bakersfield-ca.aspx. monster.com/jobs/q-governess-jobs.aspx. montclair.worldwebs.com/jobs/details/nanny-babysitter. montclair.worldwebs.com/jobs/details/nanny-k-j. morristown.worldwebs.com/jobs/details/nanny-k-j. mums-the-word.co.uk/au-pair-jobs/o-pair-index.html. mums-the-word.co.uk/nanny-jobs/oxfordshire/index.html. nanniesabroad.co.nz. nanniesabroad.co.nz/Europe. nanniesheartland.com/jobs.asp. nanniesinc.com/positions. nanny-agency.com/nanny-jobs.htm. nannyclassifieds.com. nanny-governess.com/abouttheschool.html. nanny-governess.com/joblistings.html. nannypoppins.com/agency/nanny-childcare-services-available-jobs. nanniesworld.com. nannyworld.co.uk. naywayupair.com. naywayupair.com/o_pair_jobs.aspx. nomadywallet.com/travel-the-world-as-and-o-pair. npr.org/money/2012/03/29/149525587/the200-000 a year nanny. nurseryworld.co.uk/careers. nurseryworldjobs.co.uk. nurseryworldjobs.co.uk/jobs/345484/nanny-governess. nurseryworldjobs.co.uk/jobs/domestic-childcare. nurseryworldjobs.co.uk/jobs/nanny. nurseryworldjobs.co.uk/jobs/overseas-childcare. privateseahulreview.com Pennsylvania, York County. royalnannies.com/nanny-governess-jobs-london-overseas. royalnannies.com/nannyjobs-governess-jobs. sacramento.craigslist.org/search/kid?s=400. seasonworkers.com/childcarejobs. simplyangelic.co.uk/vacancies_nannies.php. simplyhired.co.uk/jobs/list/q-governess. sitter.com/babysitter-jobs. sittercity.com. sittercity.com/babysitting-jobs/az/mesa. sittercity.com/nanny-jobs/or/Portland. sittingaround.com. smallerearth.com/uk/o-pair-jobs. smallworldcenters.com. smallworldcenters.com/child-care-jobs. smallworld2childcare.com. snagajob.com. Browse job descriptions. sunshineworld.com/employment. superpages.com. swlc.info. tykescollege.com. tinys.com. top20sites.com/top-babysitting-jobs-sites. totaljobs.com. Jobs education. transitionsabroad.com/listing/work/short-term/o_pair_jobs.html. trueed.com/career-profile/child-care-worker. tulsaworld.com/jobs. wikihow.com/get-babysitting-jobs-left-for-kids-and-young-teens. workoutworld.com/babysitting-jobs-New Jersey. worldarunduschildcare.com. worldofnoelgene.com. worldofwonderchildcare.com. yellowpages.com. yelp.com. local services childcare and daycare. youngworldacademysalem.com. yourworldhealthcare.com. youtube.com/watch?v=odd wkdk youtube.com/watch?v=ynjcsz6ju. Chapter 1. Childcare Guide/Daycare Guide. Childcare options/daycare ideas. In general, before you hire someone to care for your child/children, talk/interview them face-to-face or over the phone to get a feel for essence, what type of person they are. Does she have a nurturing spirit? Experience with children in general. Education in life and in dealing with children including first aid and safety courses. Enthusiasm about life and children. The basic child care options are au pair. An au pair is generally a young girl from a foreign country with basic scant child care education who works as a nanny of sorts, but it's understood that she's just doing this as a temporary way station on the road of life, not as a career, partially to learn about a new culture while earning some money. Foreign au pairs who enter United States get a J visa which allows them to stay and work for 13 months. They live with the host family, get room and board and a modest paycheck. Generally, they don't work more than 45 hours a week. Baby nurse. A baby nurse is a licensed nurse in any of the several categories with a pediatric background. She has been trained to care for newborns, knows emergency medical procedures and teaches parents how to take care of the child. They don't do housework. Babysitter. A babysitter could be a friend, relative, or person you hire in your area to watch your kids here and there when and as required, sometimes while you work, sometimes while you go out at night. If your church has a bulletin board, put a help wanted sign there or network with your religious friends to find a good teenage girl or boy to babysit for you. Put up an ad on a bulletin board at your local college, preferably either at the nursing school or religious studies school. Babysitting co-op. This is where you and several other local parents who have babies take turns helping each other by babysitting for each other. Doula. A doula helps both the mother and baby adjust to normal life after childbirth. She's part nurse, part teacher, part housekeeper, and part friend. Governess. A governess generally has a degree from college which puts her one step above a nanny. Governesses are generally hired by a family for the full or part-time education of children at home, a form of homeschooling some wealthy families prefer to use rather than private or public school. She gets more pay than a nanny. Housekeeper. A housekeeper does housework. She's not specifically responsible for the children except to clean and cook meals. Nanny, either live-in or live-out person who works full-time with only the domestic tasks of raising children, not responsible specifically for education. It's wise to ask a nanny if she's been inoculated for the basic diseases like TB and polio, and if not, ask her to get them done or pay for it yourself. If you work with several or more women raising children, you might be able to convince your boss to set up an on-site daycare center. For information about state laws and regulations and complaints regarding childcare, contact your state Department of Health and Human Services, which should have a child care office in it, or contact your state Social Services Department. If you're a low-income working mother, you might qualify for financial aid to help with daycare, or there might be such a daycare center in your community run by the government for low-income and/or single working parents. If you live near a college or university, check to see if they have an on-site daycare service or a preschool program open to the public or students. It's easy to register as a student. Local government, service clubs, disability organizations, churches, and private donors may provide daycare, subsidies or scholarships. Child care protocols / set specific rules. Don't be too casual with the caregiver. Set specific rules. It's best to write them out and give them to her so she knows what's expected. Like a meal every 4 hours, 1 hour of fresh air, afternoon nap, rules for cleaning the child. Some parents don't want the caregiver to bathe or shower the child, an hour playing with the child, limits on watching TV, laundry and housekeeping duties, safety rules, don't leave the child unattended, don't use the phone for more than a 5-minute call per hour, etc. Be fair with your worker, especially if she's good, because it's hard to find good help. Don't make her work past her 40 hours a week, then not pay her for it. Pay time and a half because it's overtime. If she's good and spends more than 6 months with you, start giving her a week paid vacation every 5 months or so. People are human, so they need time to check each other out to get comfortable with each other. Allow for a slightly awkward adjustment period. After all, you're inviting her into your private life, and she's a bit nervous about imposing on this family she barely knows. Give her privacy, respect, and don't try to suck all the work you can out her. Be reasonable and the atmosphere will be a lot better. If you're too critical, most will quit in short order. Don't be soft with your caregiver. She has to earn your respect. If she's a lagger who just likes to watch TV, you don't have to keep her. Get somebody else. Don't accept chronic lateness, poor hygiene, antisocial behavior, someone too introverted, who doesn't say much, someone who invades your space, an aggressive personality, jealousy. Parent and caregiver compete for child's affection and theft. Don't let a caregiver start to moralize to you that you're not a good enough parent who doesn't spend enough time with your kids. Beware of a situation where the babysitter likes the kids but doesn't like you. If your nanny lives in your house for longer than 6 months, give her a phone for her room. Let her friends come over and visit once in a while. As the nanny, don't let the parents push you to teach the child things that are well above his ability. As a nanny, don't take abuse from a bratty kid. You might have to buy medical insurance for your caregiver, and if she drives your car, you might have to buy extra insurance for her. Always have a backup caregiver ready in case this one skips on you. Some people don't feel comfortable with a live-in nanny or even one that comes into their How's 8 hours a day? They feel their privacy is violated. In that case, either find a good daycare center, nursery school, or babysitter, where you can drop the child off with them. This latter concept is called family home care, where the child is taken care of in someone else's private home, possibly with other kids around, which is a good family atmosphere. Some alternatives to childcare are: start a co-op with several other families where you each take turns watching each other's kids. If you work for a big company, there might be an on-site childcare service at the site, or you could start one. Change your work situation to do some of the work at home, often called telecommuting. If you can't find a good caregiver, contact your local YMCA or church group. Summer camp is a good way to catch a break from the kids. Some schools have after-school programs where the children stay in a daycare-like room until 6 o'clock or so, playing with toys, working on computers, reading books, etc., so that the parents can pick them up there. The IRS now has a $5,000 dependent care tax credit. Ask your accountant about it or call the IRS for information about the nanny tax bill. irs.gov, 800 tax form. Child Security Guide. The media has had a field day exposing abusive child care workers by catching them on hidden cameras. If your child is not old enough to speak yet, be especially wary of the caregiver you pick. In order to protect yourself from unscrupulous child care workers who will act all good when you're around but ignore and otherwise abuse the children when you're not around, either hire someone you know, hire a Christian, hire from a reputable agency that does background checks, ask questions/do an interview. Interview the person, get a feel for them. Don't hire them if you sense anger, antisocial tendencies, too casual an attitude, etc. Questions to ask when hiring a nanny or considering a daycare center. Why do you want to be a nanny? Tell me about your home. What would you do if the child doesn't want to eat, cries, acts violent? Are you trained in first aid and CPR? Do you do housework? What are your rates? Are you flexible with respect to hours? Do you have references? How would you handle a sick child? What are your discipline methods? How do you handle a temper tantrum? What experience do you have with children? How do you think a child should be raised? What do you like to do in your spare time? What kind of relationship do you want with our family? Do you smoke? How were you raised? Can you drive? What is a typical day? Do you play outdoors? What about licensing? Is there a fire safety plan? What about safety? Even after you hire them, if you have a baby who can't talk, there's no accountability unless you put a hidden camera in the main room to watch the interaction when they're alone, not aware they're being filmed. Keep an eye on the caregiver. The best way to check out a nanny is with a hidden camcorder or internet webcam. Anybody can act phony good up front. The true test is when they're alone with the child. If the child starts to act weird, withdrawn, watch out. Many horror stories have been caught on tape. Make unannounced visits from time to time. Hook up a visible webcam where the baby's crib is, where you can check it any time over the internet. Try to do some of your work at home here and there so you're around the house and can check out what the nanny's daily routine is with the kids. One case I saw on TV was this chubby middle-aged woman who became the caregiver of this couple's baby. She had a great manner with the couple face to face, but as soon as they left, she abused and ignored the baby who couldn't speak for himself. The mother got suspicious when she noticed her baby flinch and turn away whenever she moved towards him with her hands to feed him, pick him up, etc. This was because the worker was slapping the baby around. They put a hidden camera in and caught several instances of abuse. The worker was charged criminally but in the end didn't get any prison time, just probation, so it goes to show that the authorities don't seem to take child abuse by child care workers all that seriously. Based on a TV show I saw about a guy whose business was to install hidden cameras in the homes of people who had babysitters. You're generally better off hiring somebody you know, like a neighbor, friend, or relative. If you hire professional help, that is somebody you don't know, be wary that anyone can put on a good front. Look over your child's body from time to time for signs of abuse. Monitor his behavior to see if it changes. An abused child usually goes from happy and easygoing to sad and scared. If the child is getting sexual, he could be getting sexually abused by the caregiver. If the child gets sick a lot, it could be a psychosomatic disorder caused by the stress from the caregiver. Beyond using a hidden camera, you can tell if your child is being abused if he or she gets nervous just before you're about to leave and the babysitter about to come in and comes running to you very quickly when you come home to get away from the babysitter. Your babysitter will rummage through your house and important papers, partially to be nosy and partially looking for small valuables to steal. This guy said at least half of all babysitters he did surveillance on did something wrong. Your best bet is to ask for references and call all the references the babysitter gives you to see what people say about her. Background check websites: adpro.com, agencyrecords.com, 800-777-6655, criminal, driver, work comp, etc. americanbackground.com, avert.com, background-us.com, 800-697-7189, badgereferences.com, cdrominvestigations.com, 800-332-7999, choicepointonline.com, confi-check.com, 800-821-7404, courtexpress.com, courtpcofct.com, Connecticut, corrections.com/link/inmate, criminalcourtsearch.com, criminalinfo.com, 800-973-5500, criminal, tenant history, data-track.com, hometown.aol.com/publicrecordsdn, 877-484, 4636, Nashville, ibs-denver.com, 800-580-0474, Colorado, idocket.com, 800-566-7164, intellicorp.net, 888-946-8355, several Mid-North states, judici.com, juritas.com, 888-877-9695, knowthefacts.com, 888-777-9435, midsouthinfo.com, North Carolina, nationalbackgrounddata.com, nationalfraud.com, 800-999-5658, ncrecordsonline.com, 877-442-9600, North Carolina, onecreditsource.com, 800-955-1356, pfcinformation.com, 212-580-7077, background checks, publicrecordsources.com, rapsheets.com, researchinc.net, 800-654-4936, credit, criminal. Tenant history. swcg-inc.com, 800-795-8543, court, criminal. usascreening.com, 800-568-5665. uscrimsearch.com. usmutual.com, 888-338-8762. verifax.com, 800-568-5665, criminal, tenant. History. vitalcheck.com, 800-255-2414. American International Security. 10805 Main Street. Number 600. Fairfax, Virginia 22030. 703-691-1110. Do a background check on a nanny. Care Check Incorporated. 1056 Fifth Avenue. Hashtag 90. NYC 10028. 212-360-6640. Background checks. Child Care Registry. 3494 Camino Tasajara Road. Number 243. Danville, California 94506. 800 CCR 0033. Does background checks on nannies, daycares, etc. ERS Employers Reference Source. Marietta, GA. 800-800-3774. Background checks. Federal Bureau of Investigation FBI. Identification Division. 10th St. and Pennsylvania Ave. NW. Washington, D.C. 20535. FBI.gov. For a $20 fee, a cover letter and a copy of the nanny's fingerprints, you can get the FBI to do a fingerprint check on her. IBM ICU. 800 IBM 7914. IBM.com. Computer system where you set up a camera. And you can look at a room from another computer anywhere or even from the internet. Innovative Personnel Strategies. Napa, CA. 888-477-8378. Background checks. Mind Your Business Incorporated. Maplewood, New Jersey. 888-869-2462. Background checks. Nanny Check. 50 Broad Street. Number 1600. NYC 10004. 800-206-3051. 212-742-0340. Video surveillance on nannies, background checks. Web camera on your children. These services will hook up cameras in daycare centers or anywhere else so you can watch your kids while you're at work over the internet. Kinderview.com. Toddlerwatch.com. WatchMeGrow.com. Butler Info. If you're looking for a butler, contact the following. Butlersguild.com. Ivor Spencer Butler School. 011-44-181-670-5585. ivorspencer.com. Best Domestic Services Agency. 877-770-2273. Daycare Info. Despite all the bad press about daycare, most are pretty good, but the bottom line is that you're shopping for a service, and just like with anything, you have to compare and check things out. Once you hire the service, don't leave it at that. There are licensing procedures in many areas. And some daycares have webcams where you can look in any time over the internet. Stay constantly vigilant about the performance of your caregiver. The best way is to drop in unannounced from time to time. It's your right. In my opinion, the best daycares are the ones with structured programs that actually try to teach the children something rather than just playing with them, then feeding them and giving them naps. The bottom line is that you have to feel them out to find someone that really cares about your child. The general research says that it's bad to put any child under 3 into any kind of full-time alternative care because the child will bond with that caregiver and not you, the parent. After 3 is alright, but you have to develop the mother-child bond first. Daycare is good for children because it helps make them independent and socialize with other kids. Some kids really like it because it's a fun place with toys and new friends, whereas others are more shy and solitary and don't really go for it. You, as a parent, must decide what's best. If your child has poor health, be wary that daycares could be breeding grounds for viruses, hepatitis, etc. because of all the other kids around that could be sick or carrying viruses. The Federal Intra-Agency Daycare Requirements list a number of standards a daycare center should abide by, but the only true test is gut instinct and common sense. Check a place out for safety, child provider ratio and all-around character. If it feels right, try it for a while and drop in unannounced every few days to see what's really going on. Try to become friends with your caregiver. Some YMCAs have daycare facilities. YMCA.net, YMCA.org, YWCA.org. You might find books about daycare/babysitting at #362.712 or HQ778.6 and HV861. At your library. Doula info. A doula helps the mother with rearing a newborn baby for about the first year after birth. Doulas technically don't actually do the birthing part, which is generally the job of the midwife. Check the yellow pages under birth centers. ACNM.org, American College of Nurse Midwives, 202-728-9860. MayaCschools.org, Midwifery Education Accreditation Council, 928-214-0997. DONA.org, Doulas of North America, 888-788 DONA. Childbirth.org/doula123.html. CommunityDoula.org. Dona.com, 888-788 DONA, Doulas of North America. PALS-doulas.org, Pacific Association for Labor Support. Association of Labor Assistance and Childbirth Educators. Box 390,436. Cambridge, Massachusetts, 01239. 888-222-5223. AlaceHQ@aol.com. Trains doulas and childbirth educators. Doula. POB 71. Santa Cruz, California, 95063. 408-464-9488. Support for pregnant mothers. Doulas of North America. 1100 23rd Avenue East. Seattle, Washington, 98112. 888-788 DONA. 206-324-5440. 206-325-1419. AskDona@aol.com. Dona.com. National Association of Postpartum Care SVCs. 800 Detroit Street. Denver, Colorado, 80206. 800-45 Doula. Fax, 303-321-4058. doulacare@aol.com. napcs.org. Accredits and licenses doulas. Online playgroup/babysitting co-ops. Onlineplaygroup.com. Playgroup directory includes more than 600 local neighborhood playgroups, babysitting co-ops, homeschool support groups, grandparents groups, nannies groups, parents groups, and clubs. Preschool Finder website /find a preschool website /preschool daycare websites. SavvyZource.com lists 55,000 preschools. ACSI.org, Association of Christian Schools, International, an organization of Christian preschools, elementary, secondary and post-secondary schools. Look on state and municipal government websites for a child care licensing office which will have a list of licensed daycare centers and preschools. child-care.findthehebiest.com, childcare.gov, childcarecenter.us, childcaresearch.dhhs.nh.gov/mylicenseverification/search.aspx, daycare.com, state.fl.us/childcare/provider, decl.ga.gov/providers/site/search.aspx, momtrusted.com, finddaycare.com, apps.del.wa.gov/check/check-search.aspx, jfs.ohio.gov/cdc/childcare.stm, daycarematch.com, 211childcare.org, abcdaycareandpreschool.com, about.com/preschool plus sign finder, babycenter.com/0_how-to-find-the-best-for-your-child_64548.bc, bluebirdpreschool.com/licensed-daycare-providers.html, brighthorizons.com/child-care-locator, care.com/child-care, childcare.gov, childcare.org, childcareandpreschool.com, childcareaware.org, childcarecenter.us, childcarejacksonvillenc.com, childcarelink.com, childcaresmiles.com/day-care-preschool.aspx, cjebaltimore.org/preschool-finder, creativekidslearning-center.com/preschool-los-vegas/preschool-finder-los-vegas, creativeworldschool.com, daycare.com, daycareathas.com, daycarecafe.com, daycarematch.com, dfps.state.tx.us/child_care/search_child_care/cc-lnet/source/cpa/pp-search-tx-childcare2, dfps.state.tx.us/child_care/search_care/pp-facility-search-daycare.asp, education.com/question/kindergarten-pre, education.com/schoolfinder/us/Hawaii/preschools, education.com/schoolfinder/us/Texas/preschools, findingpreschool.com, ccvillage.com, godaycare.com/finddaycare, godaycare.com/localdaycares, greatschools.org/find-a-school/1102-best-preschool-for-your-child.gs, greatschools.org/preschool, in.gov/fss/carefinder, kidsparkz.com/preschoolsingsmain.html, kidswithfoodallergies.org/resourcespre.php, kidsschoolfinder.com, kindercare.com, learnforgood.com/schools/preschool_childcare_daycare_services.htm, lookingfordaycare.com/finddaycare.html, lookingfordaycare.com/findpreschool.html, lookingfordaycare.com/searchdaycarelistings.html, mdchildcare.org/mdcfc/childcare/choose.html, metrodaycare.com, momtrusted.com, newjersey-preschool.com, peanutgallerychildcare.com/about-a/r-preschool/admissions, phoenixdaycare.com, preksmarties.com/preschool directory, preschooldirectory.co.uk, preschool-program.com, preschoolwestchasetourney.com. qualistar.org/find-child-care.html. readyztmom.com/childcare. savvyzource.com/preschools. Search preschools.com. aol@schoolsearch.com/elementary. Chapter 2. Find a local babysitter. Hire a trustworthy babysitter. Do a background check on one of them free public records websites like freerecordsregistry.com, staterecords.org, governmentregistry.com, onlinepublicrecordsearch.com, public-records.therecordshub.com, gov-resources.com, freerecordsregistry.com, systems.net, worldwide. brbpub.com/publicsites.asp. Other than that, put up a hidden camera to see what the babysitter does, especially if the child is too young to speak. Give the babysitter the following info: your cell phone number, where you'll be, family members or friends to contact in case of emergency, emergency numbers, hospital, doctor, poison control, any special info about your kid's medical needs, food, bedtime info. forsitters.com/ask-baby-question-sitter.htm. efinancegold.com/link/baby/89/baby-question-sitter.html. articlesbase.com/babies-articles/how-to-hire-a-babysitter-3257661.html. babycenter.com/0_finding-a-babysitter_50.bc. babysitter.lifetips.com. babysittingworld.com. Childcare Dead website, trythebalance careers.com/cs/occasionalcare/bb/babysitter.htm, finding a babysitter you trust, before you hire a babysitter. ehow.com, how to hire a babysitter. findingananny.com. hirebabysitter.com. livespy.com/2007/how-to-hire-a-babysitter. metroplexbaby.com/parent-guide/hiring-babysitter.htm. parentdish.com/2006/05/17/how-do-you-hire-a-babysitter. safesitter.org/parents/hiring-sitter.htm. sitter-city.net/info/find-a-babysitter-service.htm. sittercityreview.com. swellpregnancyguide.com/hiring-a-babysitter. wegowild.com/babysitter.html, how to hire the right babysitter. wikihow.com/choose-a-good-babysitter. Hire a male babysitter? They say males are good because they're more attentive than the typical teenage girl, but young males are curious. If you have a young girl, chances are that they're going to want to look at her privates. There was a case of some guy babysitting a baby girl. The mother caught him because he took some pictures with their digital camera, but he didn't know how to erase them. You can't really discriminate. Individuals are you either good or evil. It's not a gender thing. babysitters.sittercity.com/blog/male-babysitters, male babysitters, to hire or not to hire. suzyj.com/index.php/i-hire-male-babysitters. Local babysitting services. Look at classified ads websites like Craigslist.org for people offering babysitting services. Your best bet is to put up your own ad at your church, Craigslist.org, or the bulletin board at the library and say you're looking for a student who wants to babysit occasionally. Keep it close to where you live. Sometimes talking to the neighbors and asking if anyone has a teenager who wants a part-time job is enough. You could even hire a senior citizen. Kijiji.ca, classified ads in Canada. nanniesOnCall.com. babysittersforhire.com. domesticpublications.com, Los Angeles area. babysittingworld.com. sitter-city.net, babysitterconnections.com, babysitting websites, sittercity.com, forsitters.com, babysitternow.com, babysitters.com, craigslist.org/kid, phoneababysitter.com, fee, sitters.com, toybabycenter.com/babysitterkijiji.ca, classified ads in Canada, nannysoncall.com, babysittersforhire.com, domesticpublications.com, Los Angeles area, babysittingworld.com, sitter-city.net, babysitterconnections.com, how to babysit, ci.phoenix.az.us/police/babysit.html, babysitting tips. Chapter 3. Childcare resources/daycare resources. Childcare resources/childcare organizations. Use the following information to either help you get set up in the daycare/nanny business or as a guide to help you when you're hiring childcare services for your children. When interviewing a prospective babysitter, don't be afraid to check out their references. You can claim a child and dependent care tax credit on your taxes. If you're low income, you can get an earned income credit, a refund if you don't owe taxes, irs.gov, 800-829-1040, booklet number 926, Household Employers Tax Guide. For more information, talk to a tax expert. Women's Rights Group or the Women's Law Center at 202-328-5160. Try hashtag 362.712, hashtag 649.1 or HQ778.6 and HV854-861 at your library. Childcare Aware. 1515 North Courthouse Road 11th floor. Arlington, Virginia 22201. 800-424-2246. Childcareaware.org. Helps parents find the best information on locating quality childcare and childcare resources in their community. Childcare Law Center, CCLC. 445 Church Street. San Francisco, California 94114. 415-558-8005. info@childcarelaw.org. Childcarelaw.org. Childcare Law Center is a national nonprofit legal services organization that serves as a legal resource for the local, state and national child care communities. Child Care Action Campaign. 330 7th Avenue. 14th FL. NYC 10003. 212-239-0138. Fax, 212-268-6515. info@childcareaction.org. Childcareaction.org seeks to establish a national system of affordable child care for all. Ask for a list of 28 publications or get their newsletter for $25 a year. Childcare Aware. 3101 Wilson Boulevard. Number 350 Arlington, Virginia 22201. 800-424-2246. Childcareaware.org. Publications about childcare and a directory to childcare resource and referral centers across the U.S. Childcare Awareness Hotline. National Association of Childcare Resources and Referral Agencies. 2116 Campus Drive SE. Rochester, Minnesota 55904. 800-424-2246. yourchild.yahoo.com. Referral to local sources, free booklet Give your child something that will last a lifetime. Child Care Books. POG 555. Worcester, Pennsylvania 19490. 800-667-2968. 215-364-1945. Several books about running a child care business. Child Care Employee Project. 6536 Telegraph Avenue. Hashtag 201A, Oakland, California 94609. 415-653-9889. For child care workers. CDA National Credentialing Program. 1718 Connecticut Avenue, NW, Washington, D.C. 20009. For child care workers. Child Care Information Exchange. 70 Oakley Road, Belmont, Massachusetts 02178. 617-484-5696. Child Care Law Center. 221 Pine Street, 3rd FL, San Francisco, California 94104. 415-394-7144. Fax, 415-495-6734. childcarelaw.org. Information about the legal aspects of child care. Children's Defense Fund. 25 E St. N.W., Washington, D.C. 20001. 202-628-8787. childrensdefense.org. Conference Board. 845 3rd Avenue, NYC 10022. 212-759-0900. conferenceboard.org. Business Organization, Catalog of Publications, including books on daycare. Council for Early Childhood Professional Recognition. 2460 16th Street Northwest, Washington, D.C. 20009-3575. 800-424-4310. Fax, 202-265-9161. cdacouncil.org. For eligibility requirements and a description of the Child Development Associate Credential. CDA. Daycare and Child Development Council of America. 1426 H St. N.W., Washington, D.C. 20005. 202-638-2316. Family Daycare Provider Support Group. 1307 Airport Road, Endicott, New York 13760. 607-785-4413. Support Group for people who provide daycare out of their homes. Human Resource Information Network. 1200 Quince Orchard Boulevard, Gaithersburg, Maryland 20878. 800-638-8094. Daycare Database. irs.gov. 800-829-3676. 800 Tax Form. Ask for booklet number 503 about taxes and your home caregiver. Child and dependent care expenses. KinderCare Learning Centers. 2400 President's Drive, Montgomery, Alabama 36116. 800-707-7979. Moraine Park Child Care College. 235 North National Avenue, Fond du Lac, Wisconsin 54936. 414-922-8611. National Association for Child Care Resource and Referral Agencies. 1319 F St. N.W., Number 500. Washington, D.C. 20006. 800-570-4543. 202-393-5501. NACCRRA.com. NACCRRA.org. NACCRRA.net. Check with your local state social service to find out if someone who's running a daycare out of their homes is licensed, and call this organization. National Association for the Education of Young Children. 1509 16th Street Northwest, Washington, D.C. 20036-1426. 800-424-2460. 202-232-8777. NAEC.org. Accrediting organization for daycare centers. Daycare centers are licensed by the state but rarely inspected. NAEC can provide you with a list of high-quality daycare centers in your area. Free booklet, Finding the Best Care for Your Infant. National Association for Family Child Care. 1331, Pennsylvania Avenue. NW. Number 348. Washington, D.C. 20004. 800-359-3817. NAFCC.org. National Group of Daycare Providers and Advocates. National Association for Family Daycare. 815 15th Street Northwest. Number 928. Washington, D.C. 20005. 800-359-3817. 202-347-3356. National Association for Sick Child Daycare. 15735, La Honda Court. Morgan Hill, California, 95037. 408-779-4753. Nonprofit organization which strives to establish quality sick child care programs nationwide. National Association for Sick Child Daycare Centers. 10950, 3 Chopt Road, Richmond, Virginia, 23233. 804-747-0100. Fax, 804-740-0893. National Black Child Development Institute, 1101 15th Street, NW. Hashtag 900 Washington, D.C. 20005, 202, 833-2220 NBCDA.org. National Center for the Early Childhood Workforce. 737, 15th Street Northwest. Number 1307. Washington, D.C. 20005. 202-737-7700. National Child Care Association. 800-543-7161. National Child Care Information Center. 243 Church Street Northwest. 2nd FL. Vienna, Virginia, 22180. 800-616-2242. Fax, 800-716-2242. NCCIC.org. National Child Daycare Association. 1501 Benning Road. NA. Washington, D.C. 20003. 202-397-3800. National Council of Jewish Women. National Family Daycare Project. 53 West 23rd Street. NYC 10010. 212-645-4048. National Maternal and Child Health Clearinghouse. 2070 Chainbridge Road. Number 450. Vienna, Virginia, 22182-2536. 703-821-8955. Fax, 703-821-2098. os.dhhs.gov/hrs/mchb. circsoul.com/mch. Save the Children Child Care Support Center. 1447 Peachtree Street Northeast. Number 700. Atlanta, Georgia, 30309. 404-885-1578. They help low-income areas establish quality daycare centers. General child care websites. childcareware.org/n/child_care_101/5steps.php, choosing quality care, 5 steps. flchild.com/how to find childcare site/html, choosing quality childcare. childrensdefense.org/site/pages over?research_publications_caregiver_guides, child care basics. childcareaware.org/n/tool/glossary, childcare glossary. nncc.org/state/stateindex.html, childcare resources by state. childcareresearch.org, childcare research connections. nccic.acf.hhs.gov, National Child Care Information Center. nccic.org/itcc, National Infant and Toddler Child Care Initiative. ed.gov/nclb/landing.jhtml, No Child Left Behind resources. nccic.org/statedata/dirs/statehp.html, State Child Care homepages. navc.org/academy/search, accredited child care providers. nafcc.org/accreditation/accreditation.asp, accreditation information and application. unicef.org/wsc/plan.htm, action plan for protection and development of children. afterschoolalliance.org, After School Alliance. brightfutures.org, Bright Futures, Health Promotion Initiative. nrc.uc.edu/resources/buildingblocks.pdf, Building Blocks, Child Care Professionals Tool. nrc.uc.edu/spinoff/csn/csn.htm, Caring for Special Needs Children Standards. clasp.org, Child Care and Early Education Publications. acf.hhs.gov/program/ccb, Child Care Bureau, Federal Funding Resources. childcareaware.org/n/parent_information/licensing, Child Care Licensing. childcareaware.org/n/tool/child_care_finder, Child Care Resource and Referral Organizations. opm.gov/employment_and_benefits/work-life/official documents/handbooks/guides/child-care-resources/ccHB500.asp, Child Care Resource Handbook. ctb.ku.edu/n, Community Toolbox, Help in Promoting Health and Development. cdacouncil.org, Council for Professional Recognition, Licensing. acf.hhs.gov, Early Childhood Workforce. ncsl.org/program/educ/edu.htm, Early Education, State Legislation. nccic.org/poptopics/east_structure.html, e-State Governance Structure. childcareaware.org/n/child_care_101/evaluating_providers.php, Evaluating a Child Care Provider. foundationcenter.org, Foundation Center, Helping Grant Seekers Succeed. afterschool.org/home, Funding an After-School Program. ncfy.com/yd, Funding for Youth Services Providers. whitehouse.gov/infocus/early childhood/sec3.html, Funding for Early Childhood Care Initiative. ed.gov/searchresults.jhtml $?CT=11881128722 Funding Resources, USDO. resourcesforchildcaring.org. whitehouse.gov/infocus/early childhood/toc.html, Good Start Grow Smart, Early Childhood Initiative. eclkc.ohs.acf.hhs.gov/hslc/program designandmanagim nt/Head Start requirements/Head Start requirements, Head Start performance standards and regulations. headstartinfo.org/pdf/hcenterDesignGuide.pdf, Head Start Center Design Guide. headstartinfo.org/infocenter/as_tkit1.htm, Head Start Toolkit. nrc.uc.edu/cfoc, Health and Safety in Child Care, Standards. carbon.cu.denver.edu/mwriter/itc_data/id models.html, Instructional Design Models. glossary.plasmalink.com/glossary.html, instructional strategies summaries. clasp.org/publication/meeting_rpt.pdf, integrating standards in childcare. nrc.uc.edu, National Resource Center for Health and Safety in Childcare. pacoda.com/secure/data/022/chapter53/chap53toc.html, nursery and preschools, PACODE. cyberstartpa.info, Pennsylvania Partnership for Children. uni.edu/playground, Playground Safety, National Center. snrc.org/information resources/resource articles/ft setup.htm, setup suggestions for early Head Start program. Daycare websites. childcareaware.org/n, childcareaware, finding quality childcare. odjfs.state.oh.us/cdc, childcare facilities. Search for childcare facilities. nrs.uc.edu, list of licensed daycare centers. ccrcla.org, Child Care Resource Center, a resource for both parents and child care providers. nrckids.org, National Resource Center for Health and Safety in Child Care. childcare.net. daycare.com, list of thousands of daycare centers by state. nccic.org/links.html. nlm.nih.gov/medlineplus/childdaycare.html. childcare.gov. childcare.net. childcarelounge.com. daycarehotline.com. aap.org, Academy of Pediatrics. acacamps.org, summer camps. Accredited centers. acf.dhhs.gov. apa.org, go to the Division of Child and Youth. r.html. Association. opirinamerica.org, 800-727-2437. care.com. careaboutquality.org. carefinderindiana.org/carefinder, Indiana. careguide.com. cccs1.qpg.com, Child Care Certification SVCs. cdacouncil.org, Council for Professional. Child Care Centers. Child Care Licensing Office. Child Care Licensing Office. childcare.net. childcarereaction.org. childcareaware.org, 800-424-2246. childcareaware.org/n. childcare-directory.com. childcare-experts.org. childcareguide.com. childrenschoice.com, Children's Choice Learning Centers is a daycare provider. childrensdefense.org. craigslist.org/kid. daycarecenters.com. daycarematch.com. daycareesource.com/statelistings.html, Daycare Resource Center has sparse listings by state. dcyf.state.ri.us, Rhode Island Child Care Licensing. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/day_care. erickeys.org, Early Childhood Education. ilchildcare.org, Illinois Network of Child Care Resource and Referral Agencies, Illinois. knowledgelc.com, Knowledge Learning Corp. Licensing Office. M, accredits child care centers. maps.google.com/maps, local daycare. maxexchange.com/day_care_centers. Mississippi Child Care Licensing Office. msdh.state.ms.us/msdh-site/index.cfm. mydaycaresoftware.com, childcare articles. naccrra.com, naccrra.org, 800-570-4543, Association. naccrra.net. naccrra.net/childcareaware/index.htm, 800-424. NavyC.org, 800-424-2460, Association of the Education. NavyC.org/accreditation/ACCred_index, list of. NavyC.org/accreditation/ACCred_index_index.ht. NAFCC.org, 800-359-3817, Association for Family Child. Nanny.org. Nannieshair.org. nautilus.outreach.uiuc.edu/eric/search.asp. nbcda.org, Black Child Development. nccanet.org, 800-543-7161, National Child Care. nccic.org, National Child Care Information Center. neba.org, Cooperative Business Association. nncc.org, National Network for Child Care. nrc.uc.edu, National Resource Center for Health and Safety in Child Care and Early Education. nrc.uc.edu/states, Health and Safety in Child Care. nsaca.org, School Age Care Alliance. Of Child Care Resource and Referral Agencies. Of Young Children. Office. Paykeys.org, Keystone Stars. Phonababysitter.com, fee. Postpartumdoula.com, 888-548-3672. Privatetv.com, 800-238-7015, Child Care. QualityCaReforChildren.org. QualityChildCare.org, Massachusetts Child Care. Recognition. SafeSitter.org, 800-255-4089. Services. SitterCity.com, small registration fee, free 7-day trial. Sitters.com. Software. TheGrapevine.com/daycare. Toddlers and Families. Traverse.net/childcare, Michigan. USAKids.org. usakids.org/site/ccac. vhsp.dphs.state.mt.us/dph_r2, Montana. WeWatch.com, WeWatch.com, 800-663-6072. WordPress.com/tag/babysitter. WordPress.com/tag/child-care. WordPress.com/tag/day-care. WordPress.com/tag/preschool. 0-3.org, National Center for Infants. Special Needs Child Daycare. Many daycare centers are eligible for a government subsidy when they care for a child up to age 18 with special needs. To qualify, your child's needs must be well documented by physicians or other specialists. Some states and provinces have child care assistance for families with special needs, regardless of family income. Bananas Inc. Northern Alameda County's Child Care Resource and Referral Service. 5232 Claremont Avenue. Oakland, California 94618. 510-658-7353. Bananasinc.org. Pamphlets about child care like choosing child care for a child with special needs and how do I care for a child with special needs? Arch National Respite Network. Chapel Hill Training Outreach Project Incorporated. 800 Easttown Drive. Number 105. Chapel Hill, North Carolina 27514. 919-490-5577. RespiteLocator.org. National Respite Locator Service and national coalition that advocates for respite services. National Association for Sick Child Daycare. 1716 5th Avenue. North Birmingham, Alabama 35203. 205-324-8447. NASCD.com. Find a sick child daycare in your area. State Child Care/Daycare Licensing Offices. Childcare.net/licensing.html. Alabama Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Services Division, Alabama. State Department of Human Resources. 50 Ripley Street, Montgomery, Alabama 36130. 334-242-1425. 866-528-1694. Fax, 334-353-1491. dhr.state.al.us/page.asp?page ID =648. Alaska Child Care / Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Program Office, Alaska. State Health and Social Services. Number 230. 619 East Ship Creek Avenue. Anchorage, Alaska 99501. 907-269-4500. 888-268-4632. Fax, 907-269-1064. ccpo@alaska.gov. hss.state.ak.us/dpa/program/ccare. Arizona Child Care / Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Licensing Office, Arizona. 4th floor. 150 North 18th Avenue. Phoenix, Arizona 85007. 602-364-2539. 800-615-8555. Fax, 602-364-4768. Webmaster@azdhs.gov. azdhs.gov/als/childcare/index.htm. Arkansas Child Care / Daycare Licensing Office. Division of Child Care and Early Childhood Education, Arkansas. State Department of Human Services. Slot S-140. POG 1437. Little Rock, Arkansas 72203-1437. 501-682-8590. Fax, 501-682-2317. TTY, 501-682-1550. Arkansas.gov. State.ar.us/childcare. California Child Care / Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Licensing, California. State Department of Social Services. Community Care Licensing Division. 744 P Street, Mail Station 19-48. Sacramento, California 95814. 916-229-4530. CCL Webmaster@dss.ca.gov. ccld.ca.gov. Colorado Child Care / Daycare Licensing Office. Division of Child Care, Colorado. State Department of Human Services. 1st floor. 1575 Sherman Street. Denver, Colorado 80203-1714. 303-866-5958. 800-799-5876. Fax, 303-866-4453. cdhsinfo@state.co.us. cdhs.state.co.us/childcare/licensing_home.htm. Connecticut Child Care / Daycare Licensing Office. Child Daycare Licensing Program, Connecticut. State Department of Public Health. 410 Capitol Avenue, MS number 12 DAC. POG 340308. Hartford, Connecticut 06134. 860-509-8045. 800-282-6063. Fax, 860-509-7541. TTY, 860-509-7191. ct.gov/dph. Delaware Child Care / Daycare Licensing Office. Office of Child Care Licensing, Delaware. State Children's Department, Family Services Division. 1825, Falkland Road, Wilmington, Delaware, 19805. 302-892-5800. Fax, 302-633-5112. occl.dseYF@state.de.us. fs.dseYF@state.de.us. kids.delaware.gov/occl/occl.shtml. District of Columbia Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Licensing Office, District of Columbia. Department of Health Regulation Administration. Second floor. 825 North Capitol Street, NE. Washington, D.C. 20002. 202-442-5888. Fax, 202-442-9430. do@dc.gov. doh.dc.gov. Florida Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Program, Florida. State Department of Children and Families. Building 6, Room 389. 1317 Winewood Boulevard. Tallahassee, Florida, 32399-0700. 850-488-4900. Fax, 850-488-9584. dcf.state.fl.us/childcare. Georgia Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Bright from the Start, Georgia. State Department of Early Care and Learning. Number 210, Park Place South. Atlanta, Georgia, 30303-3142. 404-656-5957. Fax, 404-651-7184. decl.state.ga.us. Hawaii Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Licensing Office, Hawaii. State Department of Human Services. Benefit, Employment, and Support Services Division. 820 Mililani Street. Number 606. Honolulu, Hawaii, 96813. 808-586-7050. Fax, 808-586-5229. dhs@dhs.hawaii.gov. hawaii.gov/dhs/self-sufficinc/benefit/dhs/self-sufficinc. Idaho Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Licensing Office, Idaho. State Department of Health and Welfare. 5th floor. POB 83720. Boise, Idaho, 83720-0036. 208-334-5920. 800-926-2588. Fax, 208-334-6664. TTY, 208-332-7205. healthandwelfare.idaho.gov. Illinois Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Daycare and Early Childhood Office, Illinois. State Department of Children and Family Services. 406 East Monroe Street, STA 60. Springfield, Illinois, 62701-1498. 217-785-2688. 877-746-0829. Fax, 217-782-6446. TTY, 217-785-6605. CF Policy at idcfs.state.il.us or illinois.gov. state.il.us/dcfs/daycare/index.shtml. Indiana Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Bureau of Child Care, Indiana. State Family and Social Services Administration. Division of Family Resources. 402 West Washington Street, Room W361. Indianapolis, Indiana 46204-2739. 317-234-3313. 800-441-7837. Fax 317-233-6093. fssa.in.gov. in.gov/fsss/carefinder/index.htm. Iowa Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Division of Children and Family Services, Iowa. State Department of Human Services. Hoover State Office Building. 1305 East Walnut. Des Moines, Iowa 50319. 515-281-5521. Fax 515-242-6036. Contact DHS at dhs.state.ia.us. dhs.state.ia.us/consumers/child_care/childcare-menu.html. Kansas Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Licensing and Registration, Kansas. State Department of Health and Environment. Division of Health, Bureau of Child Care and Health Facilities. Curtis State Office Building, 1000 SW Jackson. Number 200. Topeka, Kansas 66612-1274. 785-296-1270. Fax 785-296-0803. cclr@kdhe.state.ks.us or crossbaz@kdhe.state.ks.us. kdhex.gov/bcclr/index.html. Kentucky Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Division of Child Care, Kentucky. State Cabinet for Health and Family Services. Department for Community-Based Services. 275 East Main Street 3CF. Frankfort, Kentucky 40621. 502-564-2524. Fax 502-564-3464. chfs.ky.gov/dcbs/dcc. Louisiana Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Licensing and Regulatory Section, Louisiana. State Department of Social Services, Office of Family Support. Division of Child Care and Early Childhood Education. POG 3078, 627 North 4th Street. Baton Rouge, Louisiana 70821. 225-342-9905. Fax 225-342-9690. dss.state.la.us/departments/ofs/child_care_assistance_program. Maine Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Division of Licensing and Regulatory Services, Maine. State Department of Health and Human Services. 11 State House Station. 41 Anthony Avenue. Augusta, Maine 04333. 207-287-9300. 800-791-4080. Fax 207-287-5031. TTY 800-606-0215. dlrs.info@maine.gov. maine.gov/dhhs/dlrs. Maryland Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Office of Child Care Subsidy, Maryland. State Department of Education. 200 West Baltimore Street. Baltimore, Maryland 21201. 410-767-8182. 866-243-8796. Fax 410-333-8699. TTY 410-767-7025. poc.help@msde.state.md.us. dhr.state.md.us. Massachusetts Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Licensing Office, Massachusetts. State Department of Early Education and Care. 4th floor. 51, Sleeper Street. Boston, Massachusetts, 02210. 617-988-6600. Fax, 617-988-2451. TTY, 617-988-2454. eec.state.ma.us. Michigan Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Bureau of Children and Adult Licensing, Michigan. State Department of Human Services. POB 30650. 7109 West Saginaw Highway 2nd floor. Lansing, Michigan 48909-8150. 517-335-6124. 866-685-0006. Fax, 517-335-6121. DHS web at michigan.gov. michigan.gov/DHS. Minnesota Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Licensing Office, Minnesota. State Department of Human Services. POB 64242. St. Paul, Minnesota 55164-0242. 651-296-3971. Fax, 651-297-1490. TTY, 800-627-3529. dhs.info@state.mn.us. dhs.state.mn.us/licensing. Mississippi Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Facilities Licensure, Mississippi. State Department of Health. POB 1700. Jackson, Mississippi 39215-1700. 601-364-2827. Fax, 601-364-5058. msdh.state.ms.us/msdh site/_static/30.html. Missouri Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Licensing Office, Missouri. State Department of Health and Senior Services. Section for Child Care Regulation. POB 570. Jefferson City, Missouri 65102. 573-751-2450. Fax, 573-526-5345. info@dhss.mo.gov. dhss.mo.gov/childcare/index.html. Montana Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Early Childhood Services Bureau, Montana. State Department of Public Health and Human Services. 111 North Jackson, 5th floor. POB 202,925. Helena, Montana 59620-2925. 406-444-9120. 866-239-0458. Fax, 406-444-2547. dphhs.mt.gov/hcsd. Nebraska Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Licensure Unit, Nebraska. State Department of Health and Human Services. Division of Public Health. POB 94986. Lincoln, Nebraska 68509-4986. 402-471-1802. 800-600-1289. Fax, 402-471-7763. dhhs.ne.gov. hhs.state.ne.us/crl/crlindex.htm. Nevada Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Licensing Office, Nevada. State Division of Child and Family Services. Bureau of Services for Child Care. 4126 Technology Way 3rd floor. Carson City, Nevada 89706. 775-684-4463. Fax 775-684-4455. Webmaster@dcfs.state.nv.us. dcfs.state.nv.us/dcfs_childcare.htm. New Hampshire Childcare/Daycare Licensing Office. Childcare Licensing, New Hampshire. State Department of Health and Human Services. Bureau of Operations Support. 129 Pleasant Street, Concord, New Hampshire 03301-3857. 603-271-4624. 800-852-3345, extension 4624. Fax 603-271-4782. TTY 800-735-2964. dhhs.nh.gov/dhhs/bccl/default.htm. New Jersey Childcare/Daycare Licensing Office. Childcare and Youth Residential Licensing, New Jersey. State Department of Children and Families. Office of Licensing. Pub 717. Trenton, New Jersey 08625-0717. 609-777-5942. 877-667-9845. Fax 609-826-3972. state.nj.us/dcf/division/licensing. New Mexico Childcare/Daycare Licensing Office. Childcare Licensing Office, New Mexico. State Children, Youth, and Families Department. Office of Child Development. P.O. Drawer 5160. Santa Fe, New Mexico 87502-5160. 505-827-4185. 800-832-1321. Fax 505-827-7361. NewMexicoKids.org. New York Childcare/Daycare Licensing Office. Childcare Licensing Office, New York. State Office of Children and Family Services. Room 309 South. 52 Washington Street. Rensselaer, New York 12144. 518-474-9454. 800-732-5207. Fax 518-474-9617. ocfs.state.ny.us/Maine. North Carolina Childcare/Daycare Licensing Office. Division of Child Development, North Carolina. State Department of Health and Human Services. 2201 Mail Service Center. Raleigh, North Carolina 27699-2201. 919-662-4499. 800-859-0829. Fax 919-661-4845. webmasterdcd@ncmail.net. ncchildcare.dhhs.state.nc.us/general/home.asp. North Dakota Childcare/Daycare Licensing Office. Childcare Licensing Office, North Dakota. State Department of Human Services. Children and Family Services. 600 East Boulevard Avenue. Department 325. Bismarck, North Dakota 58505-0250. 701-328-2316. 800-245-3736. Fax 701-328-3538. TTY 800-366-6888. dhscfs@nd.gov. nd.gov/dhs/services/child family. Ohio Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Bureau of Child Care and Development, Ohio. State Department of Job and Family Services. 3rd floor. 255 East Main Street. Columbus, Ohio 43215-5222. 614-752-0581. 866-635-3748. Fax, 614-728-6803. TTY, 614-752-3951. odjfs.state.oh.us. jfs.ohio.gov/cdc/bccd.stm. Oklahoma Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Services, Oklahoma. State Department of Human Services. Sequoia Memorial Office Building. 2400 North Lincoln Boulevard, Pog 25352. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma 73125. 405-521-3561. 800-347-2276. Fax, 405-522-2564. okdhs.org/n/programs and services/cc/lic. Oregon Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Division, Oregon. State Employment Department. 875 Union Street, NE. Pog 14050. Salem, Oregon 97309-4050. 503-947-1400. 800-556-6616. Fax, 503-947-1428. employment.oregon.gov/employee/ccd/index.html. Pennsylvania Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Office of Child Development and Early Learning, Pennsylvania. State Department of Public Welfare. Bureau of Certification Services. 333 Market Street, 6th floor. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania 17126. 717-346-9320. Fax, 717-787-1529. dpw.state.pa.us. Rhode Island Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Daycare Licensing Unit, Rhode Island. State Department of Children, Youth, and Families. 101 Friendship Street. Providence, Rhode Island 02903-3716. 401-528-3629. Fax, 401-528-3666. dcyf.ri.gov/index.htm. South Carolina Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Division of Child Care Licensing and Regulatory Services, South Carolina. State Department of Social Services. Number 200. 2638 2 Notch Road. Columbia, South Carolina 29204. 803-898-9020. Fax, 803-989-9029. state.sc.us/dss/cdclrs. South Dakota Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Division of Child Care Services, South Dakota. State Department of Social Services. 700 Governors Drive. Pierre, South Dakota 57501-2291. 605-773-4766. 800-227-3020. Fax, 605-773-7294. dss.sd.gov/childcare/licensing. Tennessee Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Licensing Office, Tennessee. State Department of Human Services. Citizen Plaza, 14th floor. 400 Dederick Street. Nashville, Tennessee, 37243. 615-313-4778. Fax, 615-532-9956. TTY, 800-270-1349. State.tn.us/humansrv. Texas Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Licensing, Texas. State Department of Family and Protective Services. Mail Code E550. POG 149030. Austin, Texas, 78714-9030. 512-438-3269. 800-862-5252. Fax, 512-339-5872. Agency info at dfps.state.tx.us. dfps.state.tx.us/child_care/about_child_care_licensing/def. Utah Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Bureau of Child Care Licensing, Utah. State Department of Health. POG 142003. 288 North 1460 West. Salt Lake City, Utah 84114-2003. 801-538-9084. Fax, 801-538-6325. health.utah.gov/licensing. Vermont Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Development Division, Vermont. State Agency of Human Services. Department for Children and Families. 103 South Main Street, a building. Waterbury, Vermont 05671. 802-241-3110. 800-649-2642. Fax, 802-241-1220. ahs.state.vt.us. dcf.state.vt.us/child_development. Virginia Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Division of Licensing Programs, Virginia. State Department of Social Services. Second floor. 7 North 8th Street. Richmond, Virginia 23219. 804-726-7156. 800-543-7545. Fax, 804-726-7132. dss.virginia.gov. dss.state.va.us/division/license. Washington Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Licensing Office, Washington. State Department of Early Learning. POG 40970. Olympia, Washington 98504-5480. 360-725-4665. 866-482-4325. Fax, 360-413-3482. del.wa.gov/care/default.aspx. West Virginia Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Child Care Program, West Virginia. State Department of Health and Human Services. Bureau for Children and Families, Division of Early Care and Education. 350 Capitol Street, Room B18. Charleston, West Virginia 25301-1715. 304-558-1885. Fax, 304-558-2059. wvdhhr.org/bcf/ease. Wisconsin Child Care/Daycare Licensing Office. Bureau of Early Care Regulation, Wisconsin. State Department of Children and Families. Division of Early Care and Education. POB 8916. Madison, Wisconsin 53708-8916. 608-266-9314. Fax, 608-267-23 7252. TTY, 608-267-7371. DCF web at wisconsin.gov. dcf.wisconsin.gov/childcare/default.htm. Wyoming Childcare/Daycare Licensing Office. Division of Early Childhood, Wyoming. State Department of Family Services. Hathaway Building, 3rd floor. 2300 Capitol Avenue. Cheyenne, Wyoming, 82002. 307-777-5491. Fax, 307-777-3659. dfswapps.state.wy.us. Chapter 4. International Daycare/World Childcare. Australia Daycare Info. National Childcare Accreditation Council. Level 3, 418 Elizabeth Street. Surrey Hills, NSW 2010. 02, 8260 1900. 1300 136 554. Fax 02, 8260 1901. 131 450, telephone translating service for calls in languages other than English. 131 677, National Relay Service for hearing or speech impaired callers. Quality care at ncac.gov.au. ncac.gov.au. British Childcare Resources. childcarelink.gov.uk. daycaretrust.org.uk. hmrc.gov.uk/childbenefit/index.htm. nacis.org.uk. ukbenefits.org/child_benefit.html. Canadian Childcare/Canadian Daycare. Caregivers.ca, 416-367 Care, Canada. aeceo.ca, Early Childhood Educators. Daycareproviders.ca. Child and Family Canada. cfc-fc.ca. Publications and links to Canadian child care organizations. calgarynanny.ca, Calgary Nanny. daycarecenters.com/daycare/ca/canada/childcare.html. cafcc.on.ca, Coordinated Access for Childcare, the official site for childcare and daycare services in Hamilton, on. pcpctoronto.org, Toronto and District. Cooperative Preschool Corporation. wcfcca.ca, 800-686-6685, Western Canada Family. Child Care Association of BC. abcnannies.org, BC. AbsoluteCareNavi.com, 877-925-8474. Caregiversandmore.ca, 902-425-7727, Halifax. Child.gov.ab.ca, free online booklet Protocols for Handling Child Abuse and Neglect in Child Care. InternationalNannies.com, Vancouver. Nannies4u.com, Halifax. NannyFinderSBC.com. NewSolutionsCanada.com, Toronto. Opti-mum.com, Vancouver. Scotia-personnel-ltd.com, Halifax, Canada. swccfc.gc.ca/publish/research/ccare-e, Canada. Canadian Association for Young Children. 612 West 23rd Street. N. Vancouver, BCV 7M2C3. 604-984-0241. kc.ca. Canadian Association of Family Resource Programs. 707-331 Cooper St. Ottawa, on K2P0G5. 613-237-7667. frp.ca. Canadian Child Care Federation. 201-383 Parkdale Ave. Ottawa, on K1Y4R4. 800-858-1412. 613-729-5289. Fax, 613-729-3159. cccf-fcsge.ca. Canadian Council of Social Development/CCSD. 441 McLaren. 4th floor. Ottawa, Ontario K2P2H3. 613-236-8977. The Canadian Daycare Advocacy Association. Child Care Advocacy Association F Canada. 323 Chapel Street. Ottawa, Ontario KIN 7Z2. 613-594-3196. Fax, 613-594-9375. Child Care Programs. Employability and Social Partnerships. Human Resources Development Canada. 140 Promenade du Portage. Phase 4, 5th FL. Hull, QCK10J9. 819-997-1452. hrdc.gc.ca. collections.ic.gc.ca/child/index.html. Child Care Resource and Research Unit/CRRU. Centre for Urban and Community Studies. University of Toronto. 455 Spadina Avenue. Number 305. Toronto, Ontario M5S 208. 416-978-6895. childcarecanada.org. Family Service Canada. 220 Laurier Avenue West. Number 600. Ottawa, Ontario KIP 5Z9. 613-722-8610. International Nannies and Home Care. 800-820-8308. Nannies of Canada. 902-454-2544. Unit for Child Care Research. School of Child and Youth Care. University of Victoria. Victoria, BCV 8W2Y2. 250-721-7979. Vanier Institute of the Family. 94 Centrepoint Drive. Nepean, Ontario. K2G6 by 613-228-8500. World Organization for Early Childhood Education Canada. Faculty of Education. Laval University. Quebec City, Quebec G1K7P4. 418-656-7891. Provincial Daycare Offices. childcare.net/licensing.html. Canadian Child Care Federation. 30 Rosemont Avenue. Number 100. Ottawa, on Key 1P4. cfc-fc.ca/cccf. Alberta. Family and Social Services. Daycare Services. 7th FL. 9942 108th Street. Edmonton, of T5K2J5. 780-427-0444. gov.ab.ca. Family and Social Services. Daycare Services. 9th FL. 1520 4th Street Southwest. Calgary, of T2R1H5. 780-297-6100. gov.ab.ca. British Columbia. British Columbia. Child Care Branch. Ministry of Social Services. 3rd FL. 614 Humboldt Street. Victoria, BCV 8V1X4. 250-387-6213. 800-663-7867. 604-660-2421, Vancouver. gov.bc.ca. Manitoba. Child Daycare. Number 102. 114, Gary Street. Winnipeg, MBR3C1G1. 800-282-8069. 204-945-2197. 204-945-2668. gov.mb.ca. New Brunswick. Office for Child Care Services. Department of Health and Community SVCs. Daycare Assistance Program. POB 5100. Fredericton, NBE3B5G4. 506-453-2460. 506-453-2950. gov.nb.ca. Newfoundland. Daycare Subsidy Program. Department of Health and Community SVCs. POB 8700. St. John's, NFA 1B4J6. 709-570-7902. gov.nl.ca. Daycare and Homemaker Services. POB 87000. St. John's, NFA 1B4J6. 709-729-3590. gov.nl.ca. Nova Scotia. NS Daycare Programs. Department of Community SVCs. POB 696. Halifax, NSB 3J2T7. 902-424-3204. gov.ns.ca. Ontario. Child Care Branch. Ministry of Community and Social Services. 80 Grosvenor Street. 4th FL. Toronto, on M701 × 10 to the power of 9th. 416-327-4865. gov.on.ca. Contact your municipal government daycare or family office if they have one. Prince Edward Island. Daycare Subsidy Program. Child and Family SVCs. 161 St. Peter's RD. POB 2000. Charlottetown, PECIA 7N8. 902-368-6440. 902-368-6518. gov.pe.ca. Early Childhood Services. Department of Health and Social Services. POB 2000. Charlottetown PEC 1A7N8. 902-368-4957. gov.pe.ca. Quebec. Ministère de la Famille et de l'Enfance. Edifice André Laurendau. 1050 de Parlementaires. 7e étage. Quebec City, QCG1R5Z8. 800-363-0310. 514-873-2323. gov.qc.ca. Saskatchewan. Child Care Program. 1920 Broad Street. 11th FL. Regina, SKS4P3V6. 800-667-7155. 306-787-4114. gov.sk.ca. Northwest Territories. Child Care Program. Department of Social Services. NWT Government. 500-4920 52nd St. Yellowknife, NTX1A2L9. 867-873-6295, Career Center. 867-920-8920, Child Care. gov.nt.ca. Yukon. Child Care Services. Department of Health and Community SVCs. Yukon Government. POB 2703. Whitehorse, YKY1A2C6. 867-667-3492. gov.yu.ca. Chapter 5. Child Care, dependent care of a disabled relative as an income tax deduction. Flexible spending account/FSA. A flexible spending account is a savings account covered in Section 125 of the IRS Code. You as an employee set yours up through your employer in the United States. You set aside a portion of your paycheck tax-free into this account to be used for qualified medical or dependent care expenses not covered under your plan, like deductible payments and things like glasses, contact lenses, etc. You don't pay taxes on the amount you set aside. The exact limit depends on your employer, but it's typically up to $5,000. The big downside of an FSA compared to a HSA is that you cannot roll unused FSA funds into next year. You either spend that money or lose it. Estimate carefully, as unused portions of FSAs are not refundable. Account for the amount of your family's health care plan deductibles plus any over-the-counter medical supplies you must purchase during the year. FSA contributions are pre-tax, which lowers your taxable income for the year. Many companies let employees set aside $2,000 to $3,000 annually in pre-tax money to spend tax-free on medical expenses, but the catch is that you lose what you don't use by the end of the plan year. The deadline is not necessarily December 31st. You have about 10 weeks more until mid-March to use up the money if the employer takes on this option, but he doesn't have to. Ask your employer about your company's deadline. You can use the flexible spending account money for almost any health-related expense that isn't covered by insurance, including acupuncture or related procedures to treat a medical condition, assistance for the disabled, including guides, braille books, seeing eye or hearing trained animals, note-takers, etc., birth control pills, devices, and procedures, chiropractic care, contact lenses, deductibles and co-payments, dental work, doctor-recommended weight loss programs, drug and alcohol treatment, eyeglasses, hearing aids and batteries, laser eye surgery, massage therapy to treat an injury, medical equipment, such as wheelchairs, crutches, or oxygen equipment, medically necessary cosmetic surgery, medically necessary prescriptions, medications that don't require a prescription, orthodontia, out-of-pocket expenses for fertility treatments, physical therapy, prescription sunglasses, psychotherapy, psychiatry, psychology, smoking cessation programs and prescriptions, speech therapy, vaccinations. Your goal is to spend every nickel, but if you don't, you might still come out ahead by lowering your taxable income, which ends up lowering your tax bill. The laws change all the time regarding flexible accounts. Ask your company if they have such a plan. Before you sign up, learn about it, like what happens to the money if you don't use it. Aetna.com/FSA. afadvantage.com/flex-faq.asp. aciflex.com/flexiblespending.html. basicflex.com, third-party administration for flexible spending accounts and COBRA. benefitresource.com/employers/flexible-spending-accounts.htm, flexible spending account administration. bls.gov/opub/cwc/cm20031022ar01p1.htm. dfas.mil/civilianpay/benefits/flexible spending accounts.html. dlife.com/dlife/do/show content/resources/consumer/flexible_spending_account.html. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/flexible_spending_account. Financial Plan Dead website, trythebalancecareers.com/cs/insuranc1/a/flexuspendplan.htm. flexamerica.com. flexamerica.com administers flexible spending and dependent care expense accounts. flexdirect.adp.com. flexible-spendingaccount.com, Flex account administrators. flexiblespendingaccountsonline.com. flexispend.state.ny.us, New York State's flexible spending accounts. fsafets.com, flexible spending accounts for federal employees. Gabler.com/401k-and-flexible-spending-accounts.htm. Horizon-bcbsnewjersey.com/FSA, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, flexible spending accounts. Michigan.gov, Michigan's flexible spending accounts. opm.gov/insure/pre-tax/FSA/index.asp, flexible spending accounts for federal employees. Selectacount.com/public/FSA. smartmoney.com. taxesq.com/taxinfo/flexible spending accounts.html. tgfs.com/news/section_125.cfm. we-r-flex.com, flexible savings accounts administrator. Employers Council on Flexible Compensation. Washington, D.C. 202-659-4300. Dependent Care Flexible Spending Account/TFSA. Your employer may offer a dependent care flexible spending account which lets you set aside up to $5,000 in pre-tax money for child care expenses. Most child care options you choose for your child under age 13 or for older dependents unable to care for themselves are eligible for the TFSA. You can spend the money on anything from daycare to a nanny. You cannot claim for an overnight camp, private school tuition or summer camp. You will need to submit receipts be reimbursed out of the plan. Some family-friendly employers provide non-taxable matching funds directly to employees to help with child care expenses. Dependent Care Tax Credit. For those without employer plans, the Federal Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit allows you to reduce your federal taxes for every child you spend child care money on. The size of your tax credit depends on your income. The tax credit normally applies for children under age 13, but if your dependent is physically or mentally unable to care for themselves, the age rule doesn't apply. See IRS Publication 503, irs.gov. Many states also offer a child and dependent care tax credit. Contact your state's Department of Revenue or Taxation. Canadian Federal Child Care Deduction. Parents can claim deductions for children up to age 16 or dependents of any age who have mental or physical disabilities. Eligible expenses include both day and overnight care. Caregivers of children over age 18 who have disabilities can also claim a tax credit. cra-arc.gc.ca. Chapter 6. Au Pair Guide/Nanny Guide. Au Pair Info. Au pairs are generally young girls who come from another country to work as a temporary caregiver to a family, up to 13 months with a visa from the American government, as a term of employment, but it's considered more a cultural exchange. The placement agency gets some money for placing the girl, the family gets a babysitter, and the girl gets a place to live in another country, while she earns a modest weekly paycheck. An au pair is a job a young woman typically does as a safe way for her to travel and see some of the world. The pay is average, not great, but, depending on who you au pair for, it could be a great experience. An au pair is another term for a nanny or a babysitter. You work for a host family in a different country taking care of the young children and generally performing some other housekeeping duties. I've heard good and bad stories about host families, your employer. Some use their au pair as basic slave labor without trying to befriend her. Others are very nice and befriend the au pair. There are now some males who do this work, but not many. Your experience will depend on your host family and also your attitude and how open you are to them. For many girls, it's their first time away from home, so they feel lonely and get depressed. You have to take the attitude that life is as you create it and go there to learn about the world, as most young people are trying to do. My advice is to get a clear contract drawn up. Don't nitpick, but if your contract calls for 40 hours a week and they're making you work 60 without offering extra money, that's a violation on their part. You have to take the initiative and either get extra pay or get out of there. Complain to the agency that placed you too. Some au pair agencies are not very reputable. They just want your upfront money then leave you hanging. Pick one that has been in the business a long time. You should have defined time off and have medical insurance either paid by you or the host family. If problems arise between the family and the au pair, the agency should be willing to step in to help resolve it. The typical appointment is for 1 year or less and the au pair should get time off to travel around before she has to go home. For an au pair coming to the United States, the J-1 visa permits up to 12 months of work and an additional month for travel. Make sure you're put with a family who either speak English or you speak their native language. You'll live with your host family. You may need a doctor's report of good health and proof of no criminal background. If you want to work as an au pair in a particular country, go to their embassy in your home country and ask about their au pair program if they have one, embassyworld.com. For Australia, apply for a working holiday visa valid for 12 months if you're between 18 and 30 years old. For Belgium, an au pair must be between 17 and 23 years old and be conversant in French, German or Dutch. An au pair can change once if she's not happy with the first family. For France, au pairs are between 17 and 30 years old. They must have a student ID and an employment contract. Germany, Ireland, the United Kingdom and other countries also take au pairs. The au pair agencies will help process your applications. Au pair program. Public Communication Division. PA/PL. Room 2206. U.S. Department of State. 2201 C Street NW. Washington, D.C. 20520. 202-647-6575. 202-647-4000. State.gov, search for au pair program under subject index. Au pair websites. IAPA.org, the International Au Pair Association. adelantespain.com/chicas.cfm, Adelante Spain, offices in Madrid and Southern California, placement service for au pairs in Spain. aves.com/au pair, au pair in America. aupair.aupairworld.net. aupairagency.com. aupair-agency.com. au-pair-box.com. aupaircare.com. aupairconnect.com. aupairhere.com. aupairinamerica.com. aupaironnet.com. au-pair-resource.com. aupairsbyavalon.com. aupairsearch.com. aupair-select.com. aupairusa.org. aupair-world.net. childcarerecruitment.com. childint.co.uk. cogenitext.com/accord. euroeupair.com, Europeans in U.S. homes. exchanges.state.gov. findaupair.com. generation.net/au pair. greataupair.com. goaupair.com. interexchange.org. interexchange.org/au pair/index.html, Au Pair USA, opportunities in U.S. homes. interexchange.org/workingabroad/index.html, work abroad for us citizens. interchange.org. swisswebjobs.ch, Switzerland. perfectway.ch, Au Pairs Switzerland. planetaupair.com, Spain-based agency, au pair stays in Spain and Europe. princent.com/au pair, au pair in Europe. profilia.co, au pairs Switzerland. scandinavianinst.com, au pair Sweden. worldwideaupair.com. Au pair program. Public Communication Division. PA/PL. Room 2206. U.S. Department of State. 2201 C Street NW. Washington, D.C. 20520. 202-647-6575. 202-647-4000. State.gov, search for Au Pair Program under Subject Index. American Institute for Foreign Study. 102 Greenwich Avenue, Greenwich, Connecticut, 06830. 800-727-AIFS. info@afs.org. afs.org. Sends au pairs to Europe. Au Pair Care. 455 Market Street, 17th floor, San Francisco, California, 94105. 800-428-7247. 800-4 Au Pair. 800-288-7786. aupaircare.com. They sponsor young, European, English speaking ladies to come to America and work as nannies for a year. Au Pair in America. American Institute of Foreign Study. 102 Greenwich Avenue, Greenwich, Connecticut, 06830. 800-727-2437. avs.com aupair/index.htm. They sponsor young, European, English speaking ladies to come to America and work as nannies for a year. Au Pair/Homestay USA. Experiment in International Living. 1015 15th Street Northwest. Number 750. Washington, D.C. 20005. 202-408-5380. 202-628-7134. They sponsor young European, English speaking ladies to come to America and work as nannies for a year and American girls to go to Europe to work as nannies. Au Pair International. Portland, or 503-295-7730. Au Pair Program USA. Flavia Hall. SLC Utah 84111. 801-943-7788. Au Pair USA. 6985 Union Park Center. Number 340. SLC Utah 84047. 800-574-8889. 800-937-6264. 801-255-7722. Fax, 801-255-7782. They sponsor young, European, English speaking ladies to come to America and work as nannies for a year. Au Pair Use Inter-Exchange. 161 6th Avenue, NYC 10013. 800 Au Pairs. They sponsor young, European, English speaking ladies to come to America and work as nannies for a year. Au Pair. 1 Education Street, Cambridge, Massachusetts, 02141. 800-333-6056. efaupair.org. Au Pair. 210 North Lee Street, Alexandria, Virginia, 22314. 800-333-3804. aupair.com. Interchange. 356 West 34th Street, NYC 10001. 212-947-9533. Nanny websites. Call 800 Tax Form, irs.gov, get booklet number 503, Child and Dependent Care Credit, and the booklet number 926, Employment Taxes for Household Employees if you have a babysitter or nanny. In order to stay legal, contact your local unemployment tax office and workmen's compensation office to ask about details when hiring domestic workers for your home. Try hashtag 362.712 or HQ778.6 and HV861 at your library. For nannytaxes.com. Nanny.org, International Nanny Association. theapna.org, Alliance of Professional Nanny Agencies. postajobnanny.com, nannyalliance.blogspot.com, nanniesfromheaven.com, dmoz.org/home/family/childcare/nannies/north_america/united_states, nannylocators.com, nanny.org, Nanny Association, enannysource.com, nannypro.com, nannyneeded.com, nannypro.com, helpinghandnannies.com, Milwaukee, WI, suburbancare.com, greatauppair.com, advancednannies.com, mycareer.com.au/jobs/all/trade/nanny-babysitting, nannylocators.com, nannyneeded.com, abcnanny.com, books, childcareaction.org, navc.org, nafcc.org, nanniesabroad.com, nanny.org, naywaupair.com/nannies_countries.aspx, country information and advice for au pairs and nannies, suburbancare.com, enannysource.com, International Nanny Association, 900 Haddon Avenue, number 438, Collingswood, New Jersey 08108, 609-858-0808, 800-297-1477, nanny.org, Directory of Local Placement Agencies and Nanny Training Programs, Nanny Health Insurance Services, Richard A. Eidenberg Associates, Newton Center, MA, 800-777-5765, Nanny News Newsletter, Box 277, Hopewell, New Jersey 08525, 800-me-4-nanny, Nanny Tax Service, 50 East 42nd Street, number 2108, NYC 10017, 212-867-1776. Does the taxes for people who hire domestics. National Association of Nannies, 7413 Six Forks Road, number 317, Raleigh, North Carolina 27615, 800-344-6266. Nanny Placement Agencies. Most of the listings in this section are nanny placement services. Check the magazine Town and Country for ads for nanny services. 4nannies.com, chiaupairusa.org, gonannies.com, nanniesforhire.com, anglo-continentalplacements.com, nannies, Europe, dse.ie, Ireland, hometown.aol.com/nannies, internationalnannies.com, jolaine.com, mumsarmy.u-net.com, nanny.org, nannynetwork.com, opti-mum.com, travelactive.nl, 6j-deutschland.de, worldnetuk.com, ABC Nannies, 170 South Beverly Drive, number 304, Beverly Hills, California 90212, 310-246-1640, fax 310-246-9760, ABC Nannies Incorporated, 50 South Steel Street, number 222, Denver, Colorado 80209-2087, 888-33 Nanny, 303-321-3866, fax 303-321-7089. A Choice Nanny Placement Service, 403 Westwood Center 2, Bethesda, Maryland 20816, 800-73 Nanny, 301-652 Baby, fax 301-964-0069. A Choice Nanny Placement Service, 7232 Sand Lake Road, Number 305. Orlando, Florida, 32819. 407-351-6001. Fax, 407-351-6771. A Choice Nanny Placement Service. 1413 South Howard Avenue. Number 201. Tampa, Florida, 33606. 813-254-8687. A Choice Nanny Placement Service. 8827 Columbia Parkway. Hashtag 1A. Columbia, Maryland, 21045. 410-730-2229. Fax, 410-997-4102. A Choice Nanny Placement Service. 248 Columbia TNPK. Florham Park, New Jersey, 07932. 201-593-9090. Fax, 201-377-9222. A Choice Nanny Placement Service. 637 Wyckoff Avenue. Wyckoff, New Jersey, 07481. 201-891-2273. Fax, 201-891-1722. A Choice Nanny Placement Service. 130 West 57th Street. Hashtag 4E. NYC 10019. 212-246-0076. Fax, 212-246-0076. A Choice Nanny Placement Service. 7702 Leesburg Pike. Number 408. Tysons Corner, Virginia, 22043. 703-827 Baby. Fax, 703-827-2716. A Friend of the Family Incorporated. 4806 Patterson Street. Bridgewater, New Jersey, 08807. 908-575-1863. Fax, 908-575-1863. A Friend of the Family Incorporated. 880 Holcomb Bridge Road. Number 160. Roswell, Georgia, 30076-1955. 770-643-3000. A Loving Touch Nanny Service. 3617 Copperville Way. FT. Washington, Maryland, 20744. 301-265-0157 EXT 7971. A Mother's Resource. 2005 Palmer Avenue. Number 7. Larchmont, New York, 10538. 914-833-2556. Fax, 914-834-7353. Adele Poston / Bonfield / Park Avenue. Domestic Agencies. 16 East 79th Street. NYC 10021. 212-879-7474, Poston. 212-288-1010, Bonfield. 212-737-7733, Park Abbey. Fax, 212-988-7191. Alabama Nannies Incorporated. Office Park CIR. Building 15, hashtag 209A. Birmingham, Alabama, 35223. 800-871-6266. 205-871-2032. Fax, 205-879-4711. All About Kids. 12636 Enclave Drive. Orlando, Florida, 32837-6200. 800-728-6506. 407-812-9300. Fax, 407-812-4648. All American Nanny, Ltd. 1206 Laskin Road. Number 209. Virginia Beach, Virginia 23451. 800-3 Nannies. Fax, 757-422-4442. American Child Care. 6105 West 6th Street. La California 90048. 213-939-9861. Fax, 213-937-7167. American Nanny Co. POG 97, Newtown Branch. Boston, Massachusetts 02258. 800-262-8771. 617-244-5154. Fax, 617-969-1269. America's Nannies. POG 9151. Paramus, New Jersey 07653-9151. 201-262-2400. Fax, 201-262-7640. mnannies@aol.com. Andrew and Potter Nanny Service. 800-800-6757. housebros@aol.com. An extra pair of hands. 800-756-0567. Annie the Nanny. 1811 South Quebec Way. Number 27. Denver, Colorado 80231. 303-752-1648. Annie's Nannies. 5018 Greenwood Avenue North. Seattle, Washington 98103. 206-784-8462. Fax, 206-789-1921. At your service. 120 County Road. Number 208. Tenafly, New Jersey 07670. 201-894-5339. Fax, 201-894-4765. and Ann's Agency. 731 Market Street. Number 400. San Francisco, California 94103. 415-974-3530. Fax, 415-495-3647. and Eve's Nanny Referrals. POG 35052. Phoenix, Arizona 85069-5052. 602-995-4575. Fax, 602-995-4576. Baby Buddies Agency. 144 South Beverly Drive. Beverly Hills, California 90212. 310-273-2330. Fax, 310-247-3993. Bay Area Second Mom Incorporated. 644 Towel Place. Palo Alto, California 94306. 415-858-2469. Fax, 415-424-0543. 2ndmomnannies.com. Beacon Hill Nannies. 825 Beacon Street. Number 19. Newton Center, Massachusetts 02159. 800-736-3880. 617-630-1577. Fax, 617-630-9398. B&R Care Agency Incorporated. 31 La Mesa Lane. Walnut Creek, California 94598. 510-933-2273. 510-339-3380, Oakland. Fax, 510-935-7715. Be My Nanny Incorporated. 5870 Tree Line Drive. Madison, Wisconsin 53711. 608-277-8282. Fax, 271-1333. Best Domestic Services. 7041 Grand National Drive. Number 128. Orlando, Florida, 32204. 407-352-5505. Fax, 407-352-5543. Best Domestic Services. 10 East 39th Street. Number 1126. NYC 10016. 212-685-0351. Fax, 212-685-2067. Best Nanny. 1496 Reisterstown Road. The Club Center. Number 108. Baltimore, Maryland, 21208. 410-486-2135. Fax, 410-484-3833. Biltmore Nanny. Pub 7373. Asheville, North Carolina, 28802. 704-251-5100. Blue Ribbon Nannies. 54 Blue Rock Drive. Stamford, Connecticut, 06903. 203-321-1406. Fax, 203-322-0939. Boston Nanny Center. 135 Selwyn Road. Newton, Massachusetts, 02161. 800-45 Nanny. 617-527-0114. Fax, 617-969-8401. Buckingham Nannies. 14542 Ventura Boulevard. Number 208. Sherman Oaks, California, 91403. 818-784-6504. 310-247-1877. Fax, 818-907-0737. Care for Kids. 1207 Glencoe Avenue. Highland, PK, IL 60035-4007. 847-433-4737. Fax, 847-433-4738. Caregivers Placement Agency. 10211 Southwest Barber Boulevard. Number 201. Portland, Oregon, 97219. 503-244-6370. Fax, 503-244-6856. Carriage Trade Nannies. 2946 Sleepy Hollow. Falls Church, Virginia, 22044. 800-21 Nanny. 703-534 Nanny. Fax, 703-534-0069. Cass & Co. 1, Richmond Square. Providence, Rhode Island, 02906. 401-453 Cass. Fax, 401-792-3757. Nanny search at AOL.com. Central California Nanny Agency. 5455 N. Marty. Number 187. Fresno, California, 93711. 888-856-4357. Fax, 209-276-8101. Child Care Professionals. 6576 Madeira Hills Drive. Cincinnati, Ohio, 45243. 513-561-4810. Fax, 513-272-1714. Child Care Resources. 10945 State Bridge Road. Hashtag 401-150. Alpharetta, Georgia, 30202. 770-495-1328. Fax, 770-813-9156. Child Care Services. of Wisconsin. POG 26943. Wauwatosa, Wisconsin 53226. 414-782-7882. Fax 414-771-4276. Child Care Solutions. Number 1601. 4, Commerce Park. SQ 23200 Chagrin Boulevard, Beechwood, Ohio 44122. 216-831-7333. Fax 216-831-4214. Child Crest. 6955 Union Park Center. Number 340. SLC, Utah 84047. 800-937-6264. Child Minders Incorporated. 4350 Oakton. Number 204. Skokie, Illinois 60076. 847-673-8616. Child Watch Incorporated. 1019 Pacific Avenue. Number 1116. Takoma, Washington 98408. 206-272-7221. Choice Care Agency. 66 Elm Street, Westfield, New Jersey 07090. 908-317-9777. Fax 908-317-9709. choice@aol.com. Choice Care Agency. 1502 East Allen Road, Tucson, Arizona 85719. 520-322-6966. Fax 520-887-0206. Choices Placement Agency. POB 8686. University, Mississippi 38677. 601-236-7791. Fax 601-236-7791. Choices, The Nanny Agency. 309 Bellino Drive, Pacific Palisades, California 90272. 310-459-2841. Fax 310-459-6328. Christian Nanny Network. 1004 Tulip Grove Road, Nashville, Tennessee 37076. 800-806-4166. 615-885-4166. Fax 615-889-2093. Country Nannies. 551 Indian Run Drive, Hummelstown, Pennsylvania 17036. 717-566-4665. Fax 717-583-1356. CSI Nanny Professionals. 245 East 6th Street, Number 703. St. Paul, Minnesota 55101. 612-221-0587. Fax 612-221-0041. Dependable Nursing and Family Care. 702 North Carrollton Avenue, New Orleans, Louisiana 70119. 800-862-5806. 504-486-5044. Deputy Moms. POG 141. San Luis Rey, California 92068. 619-967-8504. Fax 619-967-8504. katrinasa@aol.com. Desert Country Nannies. 40 Southeast Bridgeford Boulevard, Bend, Oregon 97702. 800-220-0586. 541-383-2522. Dignity Home Care Services Incorporated. 2323 Clear Lake City Boulevard. Hashtag 180-185. Houston, Texas 77062. 281-286 Care. Fax, 281-486-1965. eldercare@juno.com. Domestic Agency. 4217 McCullough. San Antonio, Texas 78212. 210-822-3409. Fax, 210-824-3779. Domestic Care Specialist Incorporated. 180 Broadway. Hashtag 10-02. NYC 10038. 212-346-0873. 718-796-7770. nannynet@9.netcom.com. Employment Referral Incorporated. 24300 Chagrin Boulevard. Beechwood, Ohio 44122. 216-514-3600. Fax, 216-514-8111. Family Care Connection Incorporated. 2640 Avocet Road. Hashtag C. FT. Collins, Colorado 80526. 800-742-2175. 303-223-9026. Fax, 303-223-1106. Family Care Connection Incorporated. 5123 Virginia Way. Hashtag C13. Brentwood, Tennessee 37027. 800-581-8931. 615-371-0600. Fax, 615-370-9994. fccnanny@juno.com. Family Extension / Blue Ribbon Nannies. 45 Grove Street. New Canaan, Connecticut 06840. 800 We Care 6. 203-966-9944. Fax, 203-966-9737. Family Helpers Incorporated. 475 Ashford Avenue. Ardsley, New York 10502. 800-847-5386. 914-674-8535. Fax, 914-674-4679. Family Matters Nanny Agency. 403 Northwood Street. Appleton, Wisconsin 54911. 800-695-6266. 414-734-5006. Fax, 414-734-5006. Fox Agency. 30 East 60th Street. NYC 10022. 212-753-2686. Gulf Coast Nannies. 5051 Costello Drive. Number 40. Naples, Florida 34103. 941-643-4494. Fax, 941-592-7472. nannyforme@aol.com. Hazel Agencies. POB 769316. Roswell, Georgia 30076. 770-643-2034. Heartland Nannies. POB 9237. Missoula, Montana 59807. 800-866 Nanny. 406-542-0241. Fax, 406-549-7304. agent1@montana.com. montana.com/heartland. Heartland Nannies. POB 1582. N. Platt, Nebraska 69103. 800 336-9783. 308-532-7504. Fax, 308-532-2841. Heart to Heart. Nanny Services. 17845 Valley View Lane, Wildwood, Missouri 63069. 314-458-8400. Fax, 314-458-3989. Help. 15 Bridge Road, Weston, Connecticut 06883. 203-226 Help. Helpers West. 443 East Pepperidge Drive. #B. SLC Utah 84047. 801-561-8889. Fax, 801-561-4110. helpersw@arrows.net. Helping Hands. Child Care Connection. POB 237. 209 Bruce Park Avenue, Greenwich, Connecticut 06830. 203-869-9217. Fax, 203-869-9815. Help Unlimited / Nanny Match. Watertown, Connecticut 06795. 203-274-7511. Fax, 203-274-4667. Home Buddies. 1000 Airport Road, Number 11. Huntsville, Alabama 35802. 205-882-1299. Home Management Services. 7289 Royal Green Drive, Cincinnati, Ohio 45244. 513-231-2340. Fax, 513-231-0533. Hometown Nannies Agency. POB 188. Wilton, Connecticut 06897. 800-988 Nanny. 203-762-3305. Fax, 203-761-1432. Hometown Nannies West, Malibu, CA. 800-838 Nanny. Huntington Nannies. 2060 Huntington Drive, Number 10. San Marino, California 91108. 818-293-7661. 310-27 Nanny. Fax, 818-293-7194. hunt623@aol.com. I love my nanny placement service. 41 Crossroads Plaza, Number 265. W. Hartford, Connecticut 06117. 800-713-7955. 860-243-2222. Fax, 860-243-2662. nannylovesu@aol.com. iloveamynanny.com. In Loving Arms Incorporated. POB 402. Baker, California 90704-0402. 504-778-2767. Fax, 504-774-5010. In Search of Nanny Incorporated. 5 Cherry Hill Drive, Number 100. Danvers, Massachusetts 01923. 508-777-9891. Fax, 508-762-6255. International Nannies. 2008 Ravenhill Court, Fullerton, California 92831. 714-449-9072. Fax, 714-738-0283. Kid Care Agency. POB 7605. Shrewsbury, New Jersey 07702. 908-747-2297. 908-842-4291. KidCorp. 2201 St. Albans. Garland, Texas, 75040. 972-276-2728. Fax, 972-272-3371. Kids Care. 4535 W Sahara. Number 214. Las Vegas, Nevada, 89102. 702-871-5555. Fax, 702-871-3113. Learning Trees Nanny and Domestic Service. 23811 Hobart Bay, Dana Point, California, 92629. 714-493-1233. Fax, 714-494-2944. London Agency. 767 Lexington Avenue, NYC 10021. 212-755-5064. Love and Care. 11 Arvita Drive, Pennington, New Jersey, 08534. 835 Nanny. 609-730-8655.